MacVoices is supported by ATTO. If you are creating content with your Mac, you can add intelligence and performance to your network workflow with ATTO. ATTO Thunderbolt and host bus adapters are designed for collaboration like graphic design and video editing. Find out more at atto.com. MacVoices is in San Jose for AltConf and WWDC. I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is Jacob of RevenueCat. He's one of the sponsors of AltConf this year, and I wanted to find out what RevenueCat does because it's such a cool name, Jacob. I really like it.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So we make an SDK, an API, web API that allows developers to add in-app subscriptions to their app really quickly. And then we give them tools and integrations to scale those businesses up and make a living with in-app subscriptions on the App Store. In-app subscriptions have become the best way to make money if you're not a game on the App Store. And unfortunately, the way the Apple APIs are, they're great, but they're not really complete enough to do the kind of build the kind of businesses that really succeed. And so we provide that missing layer for developers to really let them get up and running.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. What layers are missing that you provide? Because let's face it, the subscription model thing is not terribly popular right now, and yet, if from a business standpoint, it makes perfect sense. But the end consumers are rebelling a little bit.
Well, I would say, I'm sorry, end consumers, but I think software's actually been a little too cheap.
I agree, but it's that's their perception.
Right, exactly, and I think we're in an era where the cost of software is being revalued a little bit because developers now have tools in order to recapture some of the work they put in, and I think we want to build, and RevenueCat is our mission is to help developers make more money because we believe that a direct monetary relationship with the consumer and the developer is better for everyone. It disincentivizes developers from selling your data. It gives consumers a bigger voice, and it makes developers and consumers aligned because developers want to build their apps for the long term, and now the consumers are aligned with that. Does it mean that you might have fewer apps on your phone? Maybe. And sorry, I'm okay with that. You just might have to pick and choose. But we're really about making sure that we can provide tools so the developers can build a way of life out of doing what they love, and we get great software out of it.
So I'm a developer. I come to you and say, okay, I want to implement a subscription model. Where do you help me start, or do you just hand me the tools and say go and build it, and decide what you want to charge?
Yeah, so we can. We give you an SDK that will save you days to weeks getting it into your app, and sort of just like demystifies and decomplicates some of the aspects of using StoreKit and in-app subscriptions. But then from there, we give you charts and information to understand and guidance on what numbers are important to you, like or what numbers you should be looking at as far as like what are my trial conversion rates and like what are how quickly are people churning and why are people churning? And we just help you understand that data, which it's really valuable if you're running a business. And we give that to you for basically free. So you don't have to worry about building all the infrastructure, doing the data analysis, all that stuff. You just get that out of the box, and you can take those insights, bring them back into your development, and hopefully build a better product for your customers.
So I think you just went by it, but I want to make sure I understand. So you said StoreKit. So this is not something where you're providing the back-end financial services.
No.
You're just helping them implement what Apple already has in place.
Exactly. So we're actually a layer on top of StoreKit. So StoreKit is one of the payment providers we support. If you're also selling your product on your website, so let's say you're like Spotify, where people can buy via in-app purchase or via the web, we can help bring that together for you too. So you no longer have to do all of the gluing together of different payment providers, because as everybody knows, you can't sell digital goods on the App Store any other way than StoreKit, but you can online, so we help you bring that together as well. But yeah, we're not the payment provider. We just bring it all together for you, handle all the messy, boring glue code of subscriptions, and then give you connections to all these other platforms that will help you grow your business.
So again, I'm a developer. I come to you and I say, okay, I want to do the subscription model, but I also want to sell this PDF of my information off my website. Mm-hmm. Are you saying that you integrate that sales opportunity into the app, or are you pointing people more easily to my website?
So probably for that case, wouldn't so much work with us. It'd be more, let's say you're trying to sell your subscription to your service. on your web. Let's say you have a website where you also provide the content that's in your app, and it's a subscription in both places.
Right, okay.
That would be a case, more commonly a case where we would help you out, and it also gives you an opportunity to market outside of the App Store. So Apple is totally fine with you marketing non-App Store payment solutions as long as you don't do it through your app. So if you have email or primarily email way of contacting your customers, you can send them links to a web portal to buy and save yourself 30%, and maybe you can give deeper discounts and special offers online. That takes a lot of infrastructure. We help you build, we provide some of that for you so you can get that up and running really quickly. Yeah.
Okay, so the obvious question I have to ask, how much do you charge? Because you've got to stay in business too.
Yeah. So it's basically a rev share model. So it's free up to $10,000 a month. So for the vast majority of indies, like, you can use our service for free because, honestly, like, it doesn't cost us much to provide that service, and we love working with indie developers because, it just feels good. But then over 10,000, we roughly take about less than 0.5% of revenue, but it depends on tiers and certain services and stuff like that. But it essentially comes down to a revenue share, and we did that for a reason, because we want to be aligned with our developers, right? Just like I want developers to be aligned with their customers, we want to be aligned with our developers. So the more successful you are, the more successful we are, puts us totally on the same page, right? And that's great. It's great. I get to come into work every day and I just go, how can I help developers make more money? And that feels awesome.
Well, and it also makes perfect sense that you would give away at least some level of your service, because then first of all, your code is in the developer's app. They're much more likely to say, "Oh, gee, I've struck gold, and I don't want to have to redo the whole thing."
Yeah. Well, and if you do have an app that breaks out, a lot of times things happen a lot faster than you can handle, right? Wow. Things get big, and in that case, I think we can be a terrific partner for helping you manage all this in-app purchase stuff as you scale, and you have this full system ready to go. And so yeah, it's free to get started, free to use our SDK to save yourself some time. You're not locked in. You can always walk away. Your data is your data. You can get it out from us if you want, but I like to think we provide enough services and value that people tend to stick around with us.
So this week at WW, there are all kind of events, morning, noon, and night. And I'm really curious, and I've asked this of a couple of the folks here that are first-timers, why did you choose WW to be the place you decided to try to support and connect with the developers?
Well, this is the week and the place where the iOS developer community comes together. There's no event like it in the world. I've been coming to WWDC since 2009, and the majority of my developer friends I've met through this community. And so when I started this company a couple years ago, I've been terrifically supported by that community, and so it made sense to go to ground zero to be there.
And AltConf gives you an option to meet with the developers and connect with them.
It's great. I can look at the entrance of WWDC right here. It's almost like we're there, and it's even better because if you don't have a WWDC ticket, which frankly it's overpriced, you can get it all online. Come for AltConf, hang out in the hallways, meet your friends. It's perfect. So yeah, I came and kicked around AltConf last year without sponsoring, and I was like, this is really cool. So I was really excited to help out and get to actually be part of it this year.
That's great. Well, we appreciate you being here and the support, because it is a terrific event.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Every year it gets better.
Yeah, I can't wait to see where it goes. Yeah. Great.
Thank you so much for the time. Oh, I should obviously ask the website where folks go to learn more.
Easy. It's RevenueCat.com.
Perfect.
Find it there.
Jacob, thanks so much.
Thank you, Chuck.
Folks, we'll have more from AltConf and WWDC in San Jose. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices, or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.